this is Kimberly from Are You Awakening? I'm visiting again from my timeline, just in case you are checking in on this channel, just to let you know everything is doing wonderfully with the ascension. What is an ascension anyway? It's just you learning that you are creating the whole thing. You're God. That's blasphemy, right? Oh my gosh, imagine you would have that much power to create every single thing in your world. Holy crap. That's a lot of power. So we are on this timeline that I'm on exploring legitimate power, meaning when you don't abuse it. What do you do with it when you got it and you're like, all right, I want to do something good. I want to do something good with this power. Huh? So that's where I am now. I am in the process of not beating myself up for fill in the blank. It could be a freaking Mad Lib. It could be anything. It could be anything to trigger that feeling of looking back down to an old version of you. And it just gets boring, honestly. So I'm getting past that boredom. I'm starting to have more fun. I'm recognizing that every single person that is in my world that I meet at the coffee shop or next to me in traffic or whatever, obviously a mirror of me, but the mirrors are really good. They're really kind people. They're really gentle people. They're loving people. So that coming back to me as a mirror, it's a really freaking good sign. Now, I am most positive that if you were watching this video, you are in there. Whether you're looking there or not, that's a different story. That depends on what your higher self is wanting you to learn in this moment. But if I can bring one thing back from where I am to those who are still looking for answers outside of themselves, meaning watching a video on YouTube, there are lots and lots and lots of people who are here to serve you, who are here to just plant one little seed in you. Whether it pisses you off or it excites you, it still plants a seed in you to learn more about you. So here's me. I'm acting as a mirror for you. You're going to take my words, however, you're going to take my words. And they're sent to you with love. Huh? Right? We're not used to that. We are not used to having things sent to us with love from everybody. Huh? Walk around in that world. That's the world you actually live in. All right? So whatever frequency you're at, you're going to be getting that version of that person to mirror back to you. Make it good. Make it fun. Oh my gosh, I've seen so many amazing people doing things I've never seen people do before. So it's good shit. So as far as my timeline is concerned, there's a war, but it's out there, meaning that I'm hearing from a friend that I have living in that area. So it's affecting someone that I know. Now there's a mirror coming into me, right? That there's still some areas of me that need to see some kind of conflict, however distanced I am from it, in order to also see that the world is freaking uniting because of it, right? I thought about doing a video, kind of a satire, but not really, of Putin and his, or whatever the hell, however the hell you pronounce it. I don't know, but in other lives, this man has been my friend. And now here he is doing what he's doing in order to initiate an awful lot of change. So depending on where you're looking, you have a view about this person, right? Now, I decided not to do the video because there's an awful lot of people in fear and suffering. And I don't want to make any kind of satire that would spawn any kind of further anguish, anguish in anybody that would watch any of my videos. But the world is uniting from where I am because of these events. And from the highest perspective that I can see, I can definitely see that there are people who are choosing to have this experience. That is what their higher self has brought them to. That is what they're in accord with in order to experience something. So it's not up to me to judge whether they should experience it or not. I just send the love out, 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 even to the guy that started the war. Huh? At the highest level that I can see, a soul having an experience. So, if that doesn't make you turn this off, I'm going to talk to you about fun stuff. That there's a huge amount of abundance on this timeline that everybody seems to be taken care of. That doesn't mean there's not people on the streets. I see people on the streets, but there was one guy who just had like a stack of takeout containers and water lined up. I mean, it was very obvious that I was sending the sign that you can choose any kind of lifestyle you like and still live in abundance. So beautiful stuff. I'm dealing with so much abundance. I have to learn how to organize it, right? So I have a minimalist, miniaturist, right? If you've ever known anyone who has a dollhouse, there's a lot of freaking little itty bitty tiny pieces. So you got to organize them and also be a minimalist at the same time. Ooh, thank you, Harbor Freight. So there's a lot of crying. I got to say, I've done a lot of crying. So I look at myself in the mirror. I'm like, I know I'm going back in age as far as that's concerned. I'm definitely feeling younger in all areas, right? My body's feeling better. My skin is feeling better. I feel better about the foods that I eat because I'm focusing on the good. And when you're focusing on the good, then your body is like, all right, she wants to stick around. Yeah. So all good stuff. But there are times where when you're releasing something, when something comes up for you to let go of, you have that crying and you're like, something's wrong with me because I'm crying. Something's wrong with me because I have to let this go. Why do I have to let this go? Well, because you chose to have an experience and now you're choosing to be bigger than that. You're done with that. So you let it go if you hadn't felt those feelings back then. And you stop beating yourself up for it because it's part of the human game. Huh? Not the best part, not the most fun part, but part of the human game. And then you say, all right, well, now that I'm clear of that, what kind of fun can I have with this legitimate power? So stay tuned because I am creating something that allows you to explore your legitimate power in a safe manner, but still put yourself out on that ledge because you know, something good about jumping off a cliff and not dying. Yeah, well, when you get into that world where you realize you're divine, not saying go jump off a cliff, that's not it, right? When you realize you're divine, symbolically, you can jump off some cliffs. You can jump off some cliffs because you're like, I trust myself. Huh? I trust it. It's going to be okay. I mean, what could go wrong? Wrong's just a symbol, just like anything else. Hopefully you'll keep tuned in. Every once in a while I'll stop back. I'm working on AwakeCon. The conference is going to be 48 hours long. Very cool. Online, real-time co-creating. So I would love to see you there if you are ready to jump off that cliff. Work with some strangers in creating things that you never thought you could do, exercising that legitimate power. So until next time, don't forget, always be yourself, which, by the way, changes every single moment, all the time. Love.